Hey guys, welcome back and happy Tuesday. All right, guys, we have a lot to discuss, especially when it comes to our Real Housewives of Salt Lake City, because we know we get the new episode tomorrow. But in the meantime, we have one in particular, Whitney Rose, who is checking the hell out of some non-snowflake holders, as Jen Shaw likes to call them, because she has receipts and she's not going to be called a liar. And she wants to show, don't call me a liar. You can call me maybe a lot of other things, but liar is not one of them. And she is now leaking those text messages, and they're about Angie Harrington. So before we jump into that, if you guys haven't already, go ahead, smash that like button. If you're not subscribed, get subscribed. Don't forget to hit that notification bell. A new episode of Hot Messy Podcast has dropped today, anywhere you get your podcast episodes. If you want the video version, you can go over to Hot Messy Podcast on YouTube. And Jason and Josh are going live for Anchor Watch tonight at 11 p.m. Eastern, which is 8 a.m. or 8 p.m. Pacific. Do you guys understand? This is it's like a monologue to remember. Smash the like button. Let's jump right in.
It's time for all your binge-worthy pop culture news. Welcome to Up and Adam.
All right, guys. So one of my favorite things about the Housewives would probably be, aside from the fashions, the great trips, the fighting over rooms, the extremely different personalities, and then kind of the formation of these different odd teams that I don't ever really get. Well, it's leaked receipts, leaked text messages, especially when you get called out for something and you have to prove that you're not a liar. So you come to the table with the receipts. And that's exactly what Whitney Rose did. I love this move of hers. Hold on. Whitney Rose is dropping receipts after Angie Harrington accused her of lying, which she is proving. No, I did not. It all started on Instagram when Angie asked why she wasn't invited to the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City San Diego trip, which Whitney did kind of say on the show too. She's like, why with all of these domestic trips? Like, why don't I get to go on another trip? Like maybe a trip like some of the other women, like the Real Housewives of Atlanta right now are going to Portugal. Where the hell's my Portugal trip? She's like, no, I'm getting San Diego. But it's not stopping them from making the best out of it. As we can see, it's an absolute shit show, which is great for TV. Hold on. Her answer was Shaw exposed, a fake Instagram account her husband created. Jen Shaw, who planned the cast trip, wasn't pleased at her husband's Finstagram account, right? And therefore, she excluded Angie from the vacation. Whitney saying, I asked everybody to invite me on that trip is a lie. Angie added on her Instagram story, which was then shared by Queens of Bravo. She continued with, I didn't care that much. I spent a lovely weekend at the Masters. So Angie's saying that Whitney right now is an absolute liar because Whitney was stating that Angie was desperate to go on the trip and that she was asking everybody. But unfortunately, this obviously got to Whitney, and Whitney was like, hold on, I have the receipts. First, Whitney shared a screenshot of Angie's post and wrote above it, at Angie Harrington, I am not a liar. Okay. She then leaked a text exchange with Angie, which allegedly occurred before the cast trip. And this is where you know the difference between an OG housewife and somebody who is trying to get that main title, trying to be that full-time position. Because OG housewives know that whatever you say or do can and will be used against you, right? Because you might be friends with person A right now, but now going into season 2, season 3, person A might become your worst enemy. And then everything that you told that person is now going to be archived into a file to be eventually used against you, which is kind of crazy because I feel like in the YouTube podcasting world, it's like Housewives as well. And people are always just out to rip you apart. They lie on you. They say that they have receipts. It's just wild. It's wild. It's a shitty game. But at least the housewives get paid a lot of money for it. This is what the text messages said. Please don't mention to the cast and production me possibly not going on this trip. Whitney indicated that she hasn't spoken to anyone and went radio silent with the cast, even you, Angie. But I just keep feeling like I needed to reach out. Angie allegedly expressed her willingness to split glam with Whitney, who declined the offer. Angie then asked, are you okay if I tell Heather you said no? In particular, this question was circled in Whitney's post. She's saying, "Are you okay if I tell Heather that you said no to inviting me, I believe?" Meaning, if I tell Heather that you said no to inviting me, then maybe Heather will invite me on the trip and it'll make sense. So it almost looks like Angie's trying to go around to everybody in the group and ask them, "Will you please bring me?" She said yes. Whitney said yes. "I want peace with Heather. Just let her know that." In her text response, the friend of Angie seemed hopeful to going on the trip, saying, "I think you and Heather will reach peace in San Diego, especially if I'm there," which almost kind of looks like she's still like grasping at straws to do anything to go on this trip. Later in the conversation, Whitney wrote, "I for sure am not comfortable bringing you on the trip," which is so straightforward and awkward, but okay. And she suggested that Angie reach out to Jen, who was still upset about her husband's Finsta account. Jen obviously was going to be like, "No." I don't even know how Jen and Angie, and I know that you guys know I've had conversations with Jen, right? Because we did the interview and I've talked to her since, and I saw her at BravoCon, but I never talked to her about this Finsta account because now she's friends with Angie Harrington. And I'm wondering, how did that come like full circle back? Like, how did they get past that? What was that defining moment? The next day, Angie seemed to indicate that Jen won't budge even after production got involved. Jen wanted a public apology, and that's what Angie wrote, and suggested that this is a standard that Jen has never been held to. I am so excited that we're getting our Real Housewives of Salt Lake City tomorrow because it just seems like shit is going to continue to go downhill. And I want to know whose shoe was thrown off of that boat. Was it Dana, or as Jen calls her, Dana Banana? Was it Angie K? Whose shoe was it? But I think we have bigger issues here. I mean, this is one hell of a season, and we're just getting started. We're just getting our feet wet. Well, we'll talk about it. We'll talk about it on Thursday. We don't get it until tomorrow, so we'll hold it for Thursday. But in the meantime, I want to hear what your thoughts are. What are your thoughts about Angie getting caught in this text exchange with Whitney? Because Whitney was like, "You're going to call me a liar, and now I am going to show receipts." I'm interested. And I can't wait to see the comments. So comment below. And before you go, don't forget to smash that like button. If you're not subscribed, get subscribed. Don't forget to hit that notification bell. And with that, we'll see you next time. Bye, guys. Love you.